When I was young and in my prime, I always had a lovely time. You can tell what division I was with. I was a Timberwolf. That's up home with my uniform home on.
What does that star mean on the window?
Well, we've got a soldier.
Like we had that star in our window for Robert, that flag
It's a flag
in
that
that west bedroom.
there's a boy in the army from this house, and everybody had one to put in their window. And that's the soldier that they had in the army. That's the same dude standing out in the garden west of the house. You can see the garden and the cornfield out west of the house there. The woods up along the fence line. That was Kedrick's wood line up along there. Just after you come west on the road, why you'd see them trees. That's a wintertime picture. That's my brother and sister and me. That's up at Dad's house, up at the home place. There's me and Betty Ray Veneta. I grabbed her and gave her a whirl. That was before we added on to the west side of the house up there. We built on out here, you see, and made a room come in there. And this was a bedroom. But then when we first moved there to the house, why, that was the west bedroom, and this was the south bedroom, and the driveway was out here. That's an old 36 Dodge. That was one of the first cars that I learned to drive. I'm in my same suntan uniform up at the orchard west of Dad's house. They got trees all rotted out and they tore them out of there. They planted some different trees. It wasn't fruit trees. It was walnut and a cottonwood, maple tree all out there now. Same place, same dude. April 43. I'm in my suntans, and that's the pretty girl that I picked out to live with me for all of my life. She said yes, and boy did I ever jump up and down then.
Back when we were young and little.
Well, that ought to be an enlarged picture, man. That's a pretty girl. There I'm sitting down on a rug. Didn't want to get no grass stain on my suntans. Grandma had a lot of hollyhocks like we have.
We were married on July 15th, 1945, when Paul was home on furlough. And now we've been married 58 years. Thank the Lord for being so good to us, and thank the Lord for our precious family. We love them, every one.
I'm waiting for the company clerk come by and pick me up. He took us out to the ocean one time, and we got our feet wet in the Pacific. Boy, that water was cold, wasn't it?
Didn't stay long.
Too cold for us to stay in there, but then I had my uniform on there, just getting ready to go back out to camp. That's San Luis Obispo in California, where Mary come out and stayed out there with us for a month, and that was our honeymoon. And she had to come back home. I had gotten my full promotion then. See, I'm first sergeant got stripes top and low. Meta Hanson was her name. She owned that house, and she had a son that was about 3 marbles short, but he'd sit at the table and chomp his food. She'd growl at him most of the time, but she kept her ear to the wall. She wanted to hear what we said, and the wall was thin enough that she could quote the next day to Mary. She'd ask her questions about what we talked about the night before. That was San Luis Obispo. That town there got flooded just last week. They had a terrible 11-inch rain and flooded the town. But then that was a happy place to come home to on at night, because Mary was there. We'd just been married in the first month of our marriage.